All right, Zoom land. We'll start in about a minute. Start in about a minute out there.
So you like tech stuff, huh?
Yeah, love-hate relationship. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I like doing like a lot of AI stuff now, which is a lot of fun.
Are you gonna be teaching any classes on that? Cause I'm obsessed with it.
Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, I don't teach it, but they teach it here. AI Success Series.
Okay.
Yeah. But some you're an echo. We teach there we go. Nope. All right. There we go. Perfect. On Mondays, I might teach an AI class. In this probably next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a I wish I would have kept it up so I wouldn't know the name, but I'm getting all these new on Facebook, like, cause I click like, I like that.
Yeah.
So, the algorithm's starting to show me more.
Oh, yeah.
And which is something I need to learn. My social media I don't get any engagement.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially on my Instagram, which I'm really trying to get more like visual on.
Yeah.
And I get zero engagement.
What have you been like posting on there?
So I post a little bit of everything, like my work and my family.
Okay.
So I'm gonna engage it.
Yeah, no, that's all right. How often do you engage with other people?
On Instagram, not too often because I don't know. I get most of it is like people I don't know, like the sponsored stuff, like the people who get 1,000, 100,000 likes and views and things like that. So I really need to learn my Instagram game. But back to what I was saying, there's this one app and it's super virtual, like it's super interactive. Like one of them that really caught my attention was it looked like they were in Manhattan and on the big screen, like a turtle came off and stuff like that. And I was like, how can I make myself like Superwoman with a for sale sign?
Yeah, that's very advanced.
Yeah,
but
super cool though.
Yeah, no, definitely really cool. No, I like that. That'd be sweet. So flying around.
Yeah, it can do it, but I don't know how to like this.
Yeah.
Even though it can do it, I don't. It's like CapCut is super easy, but I can't.
Yeah.
My brain is not. I'm not tech.
No, I got it.
All.
Yeah, it's all about playing around with it.
Yeah.
All right. So for those on Zoom, which is just Patrick, welcome Patrick, and the two lovely ladies in here. We're going to be going over database today. It's normally we talk about 72 touch. I love the 72 touch program where you're in front of them 72 times a year. Today we're going to break it down a little bit and go to the 36 touch. So we're gonna have a video. I'm gonna stop it every so often and ask some questions. But I'm curious, what does touches mean to you guys when it relates to business relationships? Communication. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a big one. Anybody, Patrick, does it remind you of anything, the word touches for business relationships?
Pretty much anything, really. Communicating, texting, talking, them seeing a post.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So touches can be a form of contact, such as calls, emails, text, mailers, social media, like we just spoke about. And also the reason I asked if you like comment on things on social media, the more you comment and talk to people, the more the algorithm likes that and will send people your way. So for future. Okay, so we're gonna watch a video. Again, I'm gonna cut it every so often. We are going to go over, well, this video is a 36 touch strategy overview. And I'm gonna have a few questions after, but just pay attention to what the strategies are. And then why they're important. And in Zoom world, just give me a thumbs up once you're able to see and hear. Okay. Add these people. Maybe.
I know many of you might have some questions about how to do
Guys hear that?
36 touches a year to your database. Let's break it down. So a couple of different methodologies that you could use to create 36 touches to your database to increase your conversion with the people who already know you, like you, and trust you, and to gain more referrals. So let's talk about that, and let's look at the two different ways that are the easiest ways that you could be doing that. I'm going to hop onto my share screen, and we're going to take a look at a couple different methods. Now, these are not the only methods, and yet there are a couple of really great methods. So number one, I'm going to be showing you all a demonstration from KW Command today. So if you happen to be seeing this video and you don't use KW Command, or you're not a part of the KW organization, and you really like what you see, I'd love to talk with you. Again, no pressure. I just want to show you what the system and the tool is that I have and how you can execute this. So let's get into it. A couple of things that you could be doing here. So number one, there's already some smart plans in the library, and smart plans are just automated plans that you can set up to help you automate tasks. They can help you automate texting. They can help you automate emails and other types of communications, right? So those are some things that you could be doing. So this is what the smart plans look like when you come in. I've actually kind of like Rachel read this a little bit for you, and I am going to show you a plan that I actually highly recommend to many agents when I am training one-on-one and coaching with folks around this specifically. So let's look at the library. So I came to the library, and I'm going to go back in and just do this search again so you can see exactly how this works. And I searched for my good friend Patrick here because he creates a lot of really amazing smart plans. And so when you go in here, you don't have to scroll very far to find his 36 touch support. And so this is an easy button smart plan. It stitches together several different plans to create the effective 36 touch outline, right? So it's the bones of the activities. You still have to do the activities, and yet they're there. Some of them are going to be automated, and some of them are going to be not automated, right? They're going to just be things that you have to literally manually go in and do. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to add this smart plan, and it shows you all the plans that are connected to this plan. If you already have some of the different plans that are kind of woven through this particular plan structure, it will show the successful download. And then you have these other things that are there that you may not have. So I'm going to hit download on these, and just so I have all of the pieces. Okay. So we're going to go in just like this and hit download. Okay. So when we download this, it's going to put all of these plans stitched together in the library. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is hop over to my smart plans. We'll just refresh this screen, and I should have, there it is, my 36 touch support. So when we go in here and click the edit button, it's going to show you that it's going to give you some different tasks to do along the way, in addition to adding it to plans that will either automate the activity or it will give you automated tasks. So reminders of things to be doing. So when you look through this plan, you'll be able to click on each step and see the information to the right and make additional edits to it should you need to or want to. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to walk you through exactly how it was all stitched together. Okay. So let's just break down what this plan is going to be doing.
Before we break that down, question for everybody. Also, okay. Nobody's in there.
But smart plan is not in my library.
That smart plan? Did you go to,
Patrick Malden.
yeah, did you go to, well, I'll have to look, yeah, it might not be in there anymore, but in like, not your library, but the public library?
I'm in library.
Okay, I'll have to look. So, question. What are the two main strategies for a smart plan? Like, what's the biggest strategy? Why are you doing this?
Top of mind, stay.
Yep, exactly. To stay consistently and on top of mind. And when you schedule a smart plan, when do you think you should be scheduling it?
As soon as possible.
Yeah, there's a trick question, kind of. It was based on when you want the smart plan. So if you want it to be a quarterly smart plan, you would do it once a quarter. If you want it to be a monthly smart plan, obviously once a month. If you're talking with a soon buyer, you want it to be like every 2 weeks, so you stay top of mind. And then why is consistency important? Why is consistency important?
Because it keeps you top of mind.
Yeah, yeah. And just letting somebody in the waiting room. Yes, that's exactly it. Because you want to stay top of mind. You want to be that person when they're not even thinking about real estate, where they're like, oh, let me see, I just saw, like yesterday, I saw somebody's touch was, or I was reading an article, and one of the touches was they bought a park bench, like a bus bench, and they put their face on it, and they pay for that once a year for a quarter. So that's their one of their quarterly touches, so everybody can see that. And they post about that on their emails, like, hey, don't miss my face if you're going on the bus, kind of thing. So I think that's pretty cool. One thing that we'll get into that wasn't mentioned was the different tools and platforms you can use for the smart plans. So besides obviously Command, which is the biggest tool that you can use, you also can use your social media like Instagram, Facebook, join Facebook groups. Sometimes those Facebook groups don't let you post anything if you're a realtor, so just be aware of that. I like to be like, hey, I'm looking for a home. Does anybody have any? And kind of like gear towards who like has information and go after those people. Kind of a workaround. Trying to let something in. They can figure it out. All right. So why do you want to personalize a smart plan?
Because all your customers are different.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody's different, but then again, they're all kind of doing the same thing. They want a house or they want to sell their home, but everybody's different. So in smart plans, you have the ability to customize like a specific name. So you can do their name, but do it for multiple people. So it'll be like, hey, I'm sending it to Shannon, I'm sending it to Brad, sending it to Lori, I'm sending it to Patrick. They don't have their name on it without you guys having to do work and change it every single second, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna continue this video.
Number one here, it's going to be doing a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. If those people in your database that are connected to this plan have an email address and a mailing address attached to their contact record. If they don't have both of those items, it will skip these steps. It just has to have those in order for it to execute. The next part is it's going to add them to what's called a quarterly call plan. I've got some pro tips around this that I'm going to share with you here in a second, but what this is going to do is it's effectively going to set up a call task on that person. So let's say you add Susie Q to this plan today. And so today it's going to have you do this task up here, and then it's also going to automatically add her to this biweekly neighborhood nurture, which is going to send her biweekly, every other week, twice a month, information about the neighborhood in which she lives with the active listings, the sold and pending listings. So that information is going to be going out to that person as soon as you set this up, okay? Then it's going to wait. The next day, it's going to have you, check the task, confirming that you have information that's needed, right? And then it's going to put that task into the system for you to make a call to Susie Q, right? Hey, Susie Q, it's Jessica Borden, Keller Williams Realty. just giving you a call today because I wanted to touch base with you. Whatever it is that you're calling them about, it can be a care call, it doesn't have to be a business call. Then what will happen is it will schedule 90 days out, another call, 90 days out, another call, 90 days out, another call, and so on until the end of time. Okay. So that is important to know. Like I said, the pro tip around this is when you're adding people to this particular woven together smart plan with this quarterly call plan kind of sandwiched in there, you don't want to add 100 people, 50 people, gosh, I mean, probably even 20 people to it at once, because all of those call tasks are going to hit on the same day. So the number of people that you add to this plan at once, it will automatically set up like that many tasks for you to call. That will become overwhelming quickly. I'll be able to show you a quick and easy way to overcome that and not put yourself into that, oh no, I've created too many tasks, I'm overwhelmed and I'm not going to do any of them, right? So I'll show you that here shortly. Then the next day, it's going to add them to what's called like, comment, message. So this is basically just a smart plan that will give you a task to execute some type of social media interaction with them. That's going in, looking at their most recent post, liking it, commenting on it, or sending them some type of message. Maybe you called her the day before and she did not answer, did not call back. So then you're on Facebook, Instagram, like LinkedIn, wherever you connect with that person. It says Facebook, and yet you can use any of those platforms, right? So then you send them a message, hey, I didn't connect with you yesterday. Just wanted to see how you're doing or whatever, right? So you can make those connections. I usually like to escalate those up, right? Like start with a like and a comment and then a message, not just go straight in for the DM, right? That could be a little creepy. So then the next day you're going to look at this next piece and it's going to add them to a birthday smart plan. Don't worry, it's not going to send them happy birthday on the 4th day. It's going to actually look at their profile. And if they have a birthday in their profile, whenever that birthday comes around, that smart plan will execute. So just know that it's only going to execute on their birthday if you have a birthday in the system. If you don't have their birthday in the system, it will just skip it, right? It won't do anything. But the great thing is if you were really following this methodology and you go to their Facebook, right, on the day before, then you probably are going to be able to quickly find their birthday and add that into the system so that the next day when it adds into the birthday plan, it's going to have a birthday there to execute those steps. So just will also let you know that the birthday plan has a Twilio or task text message step in it. Twilio is an automation or a task, depending on if you have that service or not plugged into your command. But that is something that you can automate should you desire to do that. So that's important to know. The other piece there is that it's going to add them to the home anniversary past client smart plan. So obviously, if you do not know when they purchased their home and you do not have a home anniversary, maybe you didn't sell them the home or you have not yet sold them a home, you don't have a home anniversary. That will, again, just sit there until home anniversary is executed into the system, right? It's put in there. The great thing is that with the power of things like tax records and things like that, if you do happen to know that Susie Q lives at 123 Sunshine Boulevard, you could go and find her in tax records, see when she purchased the home and put her home anniversary in there so that you're still celebrating her home ownership anniversary, even if you are not the one who put the keys in her hand, right? So this is the stitching together of all of these plans. The other thing that I would like for you to know is that when you go in and you look at these, you can actually go to each individual plan and make edits. So if you look at the home anniversary past client plan, for instance, it's going to give you some information here about what that task looks like and what this call looks like. So you can take a look at that and it automates this information with using merge fields, right? So like if it's Susie Q, it's going to say call Susie Q. And then the description is call Susie Q at 555-5555 as part of the home anniversary smart plan. Her home anniversary date is July 3rd, 2020. So it's going to actually give you all that information straight out of their record. So you're not having to look it up when you're taking these actions. Okay. But you can go in there and make some adjustments to anything that is in these individual plans. But you must do it before you begin executing the plan. Once you have an active plan, any steps that are coming forward may or may not allow you to make edits. Some steps do, some steps do not. So just get all of this framework set up ahead of time. Okay. So the pro tip that I was going to show you is if I went over into my contacts, and don't worry, I'm not going to send anybody, if you see your name here, I'm not going to send you anything. Okay. I'm just going to execute this. So let's just say I have 475 people here. If I come and select all 475 of these people in my database, right? And I want to add them to a smart plan, and I want to add them to this 36 touch support smart plan. When I select this, I definitely do not want to call or text or manually take action on Facebook or otherwise with 475 people at once. That sounds like a terrible idea. So what you can do is skip down to this third option and be real with yourself. How many people are we going to be talking to every day, right? How many people am I going to commit, cement in blood, right? How many people am I going to commit to speak to every day? So if my number is something like 5, that's okay, right? So maybe your number is 5, okay? So if you have 5, just know that 5 into 475 is the number of days that it's going to take for you to get through every single one of these people. Now, if you want and intend to be more specific with your lead generating time, you may say something like, I'm going to do 10 or 15, right? Then that obviously that number of days that it will take for you to get through 475 is
20 contacts a day.
Relatively quick, right? So when you look at this, the other thing you can do is take the number divided by 90 days, because the quarterly call plan is a 90-day schedule roll. So if you want to make sure you call every single person in that 90 days, you could divide 475 by 90, and then that's the number of people that you need to be reaching out to daily. Now, this is 7 days a week, guys, not 5 days a week, okay? So just know that as you go into this, but if you stagger start 15 a day, you do need to agree to the TCPA disclaimer that you are not going to be reaching out or connecting with anybody that's on a do not call list, sending pre-recorded or automated messages. So just make sure that you are abiding by those rules for the Telephone Consumer Protection Act in the do not call list. This is important. So you'll confirm that, and then that will start that plan for everyone. Now, there's a second strategy that you could take. Okay, so let's talk about a second strategy. The second strategy that you could take is you could be working through your database and working on organizing them in a way that you would be calling them according to a specific schedule. The schedule that typically we see here at my office is something called DTD2. So that's DTD2. And that is basically a schedule of 2-letter groups that are going to be people that you are calling on a regular basis. You're calling them 4 times per year, and you're scheduling that out. So what you could be doing is sort by last name, A through Z, right? And then as you're working through this, let's move this down. Let's just do 25 per screen. So as I look at this, I want to find everybody with an A last name, okay? So the first set of DTD2 letters is A and W, and I will make sure to provide a link to the schedule for DTD2 so that you know what that looks like. So here's all these people with an A last name. Next action I'm going to take is I'm going to add a tag, and I'm going to add A and W. Okay, so you could do it like that, or you could do it like this, actually, like this better, A and W. Okay, we're going to create a tag, A and W. I'm going to make it green for money, and then we're going to hit create tag. And I'm going to submit that, and now all of those people have an A and W tag. So like as I scroll over, you will see the A and W tag on them. So then the next thing that I want to do is I want to move forward through all of my people. Let's go all the way to the end and work our way here. So now here's the W's. So I could go through and find all of my W's, right? All with a W last name. We're going to.
Okay, so while she's doing that, question for y'all. What is the cost of your time versus the impact of a smart plan? So do you think making a smart plan taking, a day to create a smart plan is worth it? You think it'll save you time?
For sure.
Yeah. How much time do you think it'll save you?
Well, quite a bit.
I mean, like Sandy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes, exactly. It'll save that brain power.
Yeah, it's it can be so overwhelming, like even this for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't blame you. And especially like when you use a transaction coordinator, they save you 20 hours a deal almost. So it's what is your time worth? And if you don't think your time's worth that much, then you can do this yourself. But I think everybody's time is very valuable here.
Can I ask a question really
Yeah.
quickly? So I noticed that at least for this one, it already has birthday plan, and then she's gonna set them up on a smart plan. If that smart plan includes the birthday, I'm taking it they're gonna get the birthday message twice because they're set up on a birthday plan. And
Yes. Yep, they would get it
so you
twice.
gotta make sure that's confusing.
Yeah, you can, I mean, for you can get rid of that plan, like like in there, you can just hit delete and get rid of that one if you already have a birthday plan on there. Yeah, that'd probably be easiest, that way you don't have to do double the
You mean
work.
delete the one on the smart plan or delete that?
Either one, you can delete either one, yeah, either one, and it'll just make your life easier, from that individual, or,
Right.
yeah, good question. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, I want you guys to give me an example of what sort of touch you can do for these plans. So for a monthly touch, something you can send them monthly, what would you send to them?
Newsletter.
Boom. You got the one I wrote down. What else could you send to them? Feel free to shout out if you're on Zoom.
Neighborhood nurture.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could do neighborhood nurtures as well.
local events.
So, yep, local events. And then I also did spontaneous touch, which would be a local event, or for referrals. Like, hey, I'm looking for referrals. What about quarterly touch? So 4 times a year. Could you do 4 times a year?
Holiday.
That'd be a little bit more than 4. Unless you want to do like the main 4 holidays, like Christmas, Thanksgiving,
Easter.
yeah, Easter. St. Patrick's Day is my biggest holiday, or my birthday.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
But yeah.
Wait, you're saying your birthday's on St.
Oh no,
Oh.
no, my birthday's in August. So you can do that. For a holiday, for when you said holiday, that'd be an annual touch. So once a year for a specific holiday, that'd be an annual touch. Anybody in the Zoom world have anything to add? Feel free to shout out. I know it's Monday.
I think the monthly financial market update is good.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. And where can we get that information?
Brian or me.
There we go. I like it. Yep. Brian, his state of the market is next Thursday, 2:30. And then Wayne, you're here often, so just shoot Wayne a message or see him and corner him. Be like, Wayne, what's the market doing? Wayne, what is the market doing?
It's good that you asked. Actually, we're in a transition period. We're about 5.5 months of supply, which would say that's normal conditions, but reality says that the original list to sell price is at a 15% discount. So that tells you that there are sellers that need to sell and buyers that can get great deals.
I love it. Thanks for sharing. Hear that? Buyers can get good deals. Sellers can still sell. Just got to come to Wednesday's class, list to sell, I think.
List to last.
Yeah, list to last. And they'll, Gary Keller and Jason Abrams will, help you out in that aspect, which is pretty cool. And then another question for you guys. It's all fine and dandy. You can put, 170,000 people on a smart plan. But how are you gonna know if it works? How are you gonna know if your smart plan works?
By the responses.
Yeah, but so some touches might not get you business right away. But it's all about keeping track of it and moving them in the process. So say you get somebody who's like, oh, I'm not looking right now, I'm renting. Okay, cool. Well, they're going to buy. If they're renting right now, they're gonna buy. Let's get them with Chris. See what they can, be proof for anything right now, and maybe get out of their lease. So you can also track their opens with the email on command. If you get a referral from somebody, you can keep that referral and track that. Response rates, if you have Twilio, you should be able to see the text that you get and the response rates and all of that. I do find that video messages are going a longer way than just text messages. It's just saying, hey, it's Brad, KW Coast Living, call me back. They tend to do that. Not necessarily call me, but they're like, who the heck is this? It's a response, just saying. And then use a CRM. Luckily, you guys have command. So you can keep track of everything in command. Let's continue. I want to show you a little bit more of this, and then we'll go from there.
Before you continue that video, is there
Yeah.
a way to track the responses in command? Like if somebody responds somehow to that smart plan, does it automatically track it, or is there a way for us to mark it somehow?
Yep, great question. So say somebody responded to an email that you sent out. The email will be in their contact card. That email goes to your KW email as well. So yeah, you track it through their contact card. It'll have all of that. So for instance, if you guys add me to one of your contacts and then add my email, brad@kwcoastliving.com, you'll see all the emails that I sent you guys in that contact card. And it'll give you a summary of like everything that I said.
So I don't know, I don't wanna interrupt him.
No, you're good.
So does command doesn't like track its use, like does it track how many opens? How many people are opening, how many people are responding, does it track like those analytics at all?
It does. And it's specific though, if you do like a newsletter, it'll track that and tell you how many people open it and then click through it on command. And I can show you that another time, but yeah, it definitely does do that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Patrick, did I answer your question fully?
Yeah, it did. I wanted to be able to, just open command and have it say that got a 25% response rate or 2% to know if it's worth the time doing it in the future.
Yep, it does. And like for my Monday emails that I send you all, I check that response rate to see what I can do to help people see it more. I've gotten like 3 clicks the past 2.5 months. So you all need to start looking at my emails and clicking on them. I'll forgive you for not doing it so far. So yeah, so like that sort of thing I keep track of. You guys, I would say, keep track of this through command, or you can do the other place.
Oh, I found the smart plan.
Beautiful, perfect. Thanks, Wayne, for giving me a thumbs up. All right.
Go through and get all of those. We're going to mark those with the A&W tag as well. So we're going to go here, add tag. My A&W tag is already here. I'm going to submit that. So now what I can do is I could actually go to my filters, go to A&W, and I have 40 people in my A&W group, okay? So that 40 people in my A&W group, if I'm starting my A&W calls, let's say I'm starting them next Monday, and I'm going to spend all week calling those people with the A&W, okay? So I'm going to spend all week doing that. What I could be doing is then I could take all 40 of these people and I could schedule them into the smart plan, right? So this same one, I could schedule them into this smart plan, starting them next Monday, maybe Sunday if I want to. Let's start them on Sunday. Okay. So that'll start the biweekly neighborhood nurture on Sunday, and then I can start calls here, right? So your call task will set up right here. So you can set up all 40 of these people to where your call task will hit right here on the 28th. And then you could just work through the week. 40 divided by 5, it's going to be 8 people a day, right? So you could be calling through them 8 people a day. I could do this and then hit confirm. And then that would schedule those people out. And then the next group that I could do would be B&E. I would go and mark all my B's, B&E tag, all my E's, B&E tag, come back here. And then I would come in and schedule all of these people for the B&E tag, which would be the following week. I would start all of them on May 4th. Okay. And then C&K on the 11th, D&O on the 18th, and so on and so forth. So then I would go through and schedule out all of the letter groups, all 13 letter groups, until I have scheduled all 13 weeks. And then from there, everything else will automate. So those are 2 quick, fast ways that you all could be going through and not only organizing your database with this second strategy, marking everybody with tags so that you have them grouped, but additionally getting them into 36 effective touches that are happening through the year so that these people know you more, they like you more, they trust you more, and they see you as their trusted real estate advisor. I hope that this has been helpful to you, because sometimes the DTD2 and doing things like putting people into touch programs can be really, really daunting mentally, but just seeing some.
All right. All right. What are some takeaways? Besides that lady having a very soft voice. Better than the other one that was like super quick. I think the one lady spoke like 30 words a second. It's crazy.
I don't know, for me, it's a lifesaver, like total time saver, and brain saver. Like I don't have to, it's like a set it and forget it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the whole reason for it. Yeah, it's perfect.
I guess for me, it is build your database, because even looking in my database, the majority of the contacts that I have are vendors and things of that nature, or personal friends that aren't looking to buy.
Yeah.
My sphere of influence.
Yeah.
So I think for myself, in order to be more productive, I need to definitely add to my database,
Mhm.
build it to be able to be successful using a touch plan.
Yeah. How are you going to build your database?
I have been thinking about some different ways in order to generate more contacts and leads.
Okay.
One is by reaching out to just local businesses. Like for instance, I have family that owns a restaurant over in Clearwater, and I was saying, I know it's an old school thing, but for me, I'm not real great with cold calling, so I'm trying to think of other ways to generate leads. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about if you reached out to certain vendors, whether it be a restaurant, maybe it's your coffee shop, if they let you put up like they did back in the days, just like a fishbowl, and you could put there, hey, I will buy your lunch, one free family meal, for your family. If you dropped your business card in there and do it once a month, and then with the vendor, you could just pay them up front for what you're promising your customer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they already know that you're gonna fulfill that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that could be kind of a way to
That's a good one.
generate some leads.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I want
Be
to
right with
touch
you,
base
Dee.
on that, because I think it's a really great idea. But I would be careful on the fishbowl, because they have to consent for you to reach out to them. If it's not like a friend or a family, you have to have consent to email from your KW. If you're
Oh,
doing it for
wow.
business, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would say you could probably put on the fishbowl by putting in your information, you're consenting.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
even in
Sure.
small.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah,
that
That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Dean, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, well, I have a different question, but on the topic, this is a question on this topic. When someone provides you their business card, isn't that implicit consent? I mean, they are basically giving you their information. The intent of the business card clearly is to reach out to you and to keep informed or to
Yeah.
keep in touch, or it's an invitation to call. So I
Yeah,
think the
I
business
agree.
card is a safe way, if it is a business card. If it's just even if it's just a piece of paper with their handwriting that's written, I think that
That's
still
still good.
complies with the law.
Yep.
Because you don't need to fill out some, legal document in those cases, at least as far as I know. Now on a different note, my question is, okay, I create a smart plan, and obviously I have a lot of these different smart plans in play. I might not be aware of when something's getting triggered, because maybe that trigger is dependent on the person, it's dependent on the time. There are a lot of different reasons so these are automated, so I might not know that something's occurring, but I'm the one generating it, or my CRM is the one generating it. So let's make a very an example of that. Let's say I have a group of people like I'm currently in Chicago, that could possibly be potential buyers for retirement property in Florida, or for a second home, or for a summer house, or a winter house in this case.
Yep.
And I send them like some information. I have this kind of set up quarterly, and then they receive that information, this kind of like just informational like sheet of, what's great about living in Florida. But I didn't know that I sent it to them on a specific day. It's still, because it's coming from the CRM, it seems like a very personalized message. I am
Yeah.
not aware I sent it. Now that person is calling me to ask me a question on what I just sent. And I am unaware of the fact that they received it, clicked on it, and now they're calling me. I am not prepped. Is there something in command that will prep me to say, you just sent this? So you have like a quick note that person's calling you, so you might not seem like, it could be a birthday, right? You could send someone a birthday card, happy birthday. They call you back and say thanks, and you're like, thanks, I don't know what you're thanking me for. It's like
Yeah.
it
Oh,
could
that's
it
right. You're
could
so
backfire.
welcome. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, to answer your question, yes, in command, if they respond or like something or heart like a home that you send them, it will leave a note that says that. Now, if it's somebody's birthday, it's not in the notes, it won't be like you just sent this guy a happy birthday. But in command, it will show you that it is their birthday. As long as you have their birthday in there. If you don't have their birthday in there, then it won't. Um, but yeah, so in the contact card in the notes section, it will say that, and it will show you like where they are in the smart plan, or at least it should show you where they are in the smart plan. Does that help a little bit? All right, cool.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. One thing that you mentioned about vendors earlier, something for everybody. On social media, just shout out a vendor randomly. Don't tell them why. Just do it. So, for example, if I know one of our agents here, Levi, he owns a ice cream shop. But say you didn't know that, but you love going to this one ice cream shop. Post a picture of you in front of it, and give them a shout out. Say, hey, you should come here. Don't expect anything in return, but you do that periodically throughout the month. People are going to notice. Those people will be like, hey, why are you shouting me out? Thank you. You're driving traffic to me. And they'll be like, I'm just doing it out of the kindness of my heart. Hopefully in the future, if you ever need a home, you'll reach out to me. So I'd recommend doing that. That goes a long way too. So some recap questions. What are the 2 reasons a 36 touch model is powerful? feel free to shout out.
Consistent, and it keeps you top of mind.
Yep, exactly. Consistent, keeps you top of mind.
Lets people know you're thinking about them without you actually be thinking about
Yeah.
them.
Yep, exactly. You create
So
that
they
mind
feel
shift.
special.
Yep.
I mean, they are special.
Yeah. No, you
Another
help.
one is generally from, I can't remember what the statistic is exactly, but in the book, it does state that one of the statistics that someone really doesn't look past one or two realtors that they think on their
Yeah.
that they have in mind that they will list with. So if you are the top person they have in mind because you are the one that's doing that, I think the chances, the probabilities of you getting the listing is increases exponentially.
Yep. Yeah, the stats like 73% or something crazy like that. You are top of mind. I shared it a couple of classes ago. I shared a similar stat. I'll have to look it up, but I think it's about like 74, 73%. So great message right there. And it helps you show your professionalism and build brand trust. So I like to give you all a little bit of quote unquote homework. By next week, or 2 weeks from now, I'd love for you guys to create a 36 touch, or at least start working on it. It doesn't have to be finished, but then send it to yourself. See what it looks like. Interact with it. Try to break it. The more you do that, the better off you'll know. What somebody's looking at when they comment. Like for instance, say you put somebody on a smart plan and you add like a neighborhood touch. Well, they're like, oh, what was this about? Kind of like what you were talking about, Dean. You put yourself through it, you can kind of have a feel of, what responses you'll get and how to interact with that. But I have been caught off guard a couple times when people react to stuff. And kind of like what you said, they're like, hey, thank you so much for saying this. No idea what I sent you, but you're welcome. I'm very happy to do it. If you need anything else, just remind me, what it was again. That sort of thing. Any other questions about 36 touch or real estate in general for anybody? Zoom world, feel free to shout out. All right. So then I will talk to y'all next week. Next week, I believe, is about reels and social media. So definitely, come to that class. It should be a really fun one. So I look forward to seeing you all there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep. See y'all.